What up, everyone? Welcome back to Week by Week. Yeah, yeah. Hey, guys. Terrible intro, but how are you today, Tyler?
I'm pretty great. What about you?
Dude, I'm chilling. That was a terrible intro. I can't even lie, but no, it's okay. We're gonna rock with it. So, we told y'all last week that we would hop into our fantasy, this week. So, we are in a league that I'm not gonna say out loud because the name some of you might get mad at. Um, but my team is called the Cody Parkey Fan Club,
I'm the Bears, you bitch.
the Bears. And I just want to go out on the record and say that in my other league, my name is Kicking It with Kareem. So, with that being said, I also kind of want to trade for Kareem Hunt, but it's beyond the point. So, how do you want to do this? You want to go first and list off yours and talk about it, or how you want
How
to do
about
it?
we go round by round?
How do you pull up the
You go to just draft and then
overview?
yeah, I think that's it. Or draft results. Yeah, there it is. I got your draft pulled up too.
So can you pull up like individual? Oh yeah, you can. Okay.
I pulled up the whole draft, like everybody's pick.
Yeah, I got it. All right. So, I'll start with my first round pick. So with number 2 overall pick, I took Christian McCaffrey, a dude named Carter in our league. He took Dalvin Cook number 1, which was kind of stupid.
He's a Vikings fan.
I just want to point
So
out that he has on his team. I actually liked his Trey Sermon pick, by the way, in the 14th round. But man has Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. I think that's all as far as on the Vikings. I have 2 Tennessee players. Um, I have 2 Baltimore players. I had J.K. Dobbins, but
I've got 2 Chiefs players, but
do you have Kelsey and Hill?
yep, I had the last pick in the first round. This is an 8-man league, by the way. If we didn't already mention that. So I'm usually, I like to stack up on running back in the beginning, but I saw Tyreek and Travis right there back to back. I yeeted it, and this is also a full PPR league, so everyone
So
knows.
I went with McCaffrey. Of course, everyone knows McCaffrey is a fantasy beast. Probably gonna need McCaffrey to carry me to some wins as well. But I'm I'm very cool with my McCaffrey pick. So who is your first rounder?
My first rounder was Tyreek with the last pick. You hear me? But yeah, I drafted Tyreek Hill with my first round pick, and also had the first selection in the second round, which I took Travis Kelce. But as y'all know, tight ends aren't nearly as deep as a receiver, so I went ahead and grabbed, in my opinion, the best tight end in the league. And Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, starting off
So
good.
in my with the second round pick I had, it was pick number 15. I took Darren Waller. Once again, kind of the same reason. Tight end is very top heavy and not deep at all. So I went ahead and I snagged Darren Waller. Probably where would you think he's the third best tight end in the league?
Yeah, third.
Third best tight end in the league. I thought it was a great pick, and I just wanted to snag an all pro tight end while he was there.
hmm
So, who was your third round?
My third round, I grabbed Austin Eckler with the 8th pick in the third round. So what pick would that be? Pick 24 in the draft. Full PPR. So this guy is probably going to be a stud. I mean, he's projected to have 21 points for me in the first week. I thought it was a steal. DK Metcalf's another name that went right before him. Can we just talk about how Mark Andrews went so high?
DK Math.
Shh.
That's funny.
Let's not talk about that. But yeah, I grabbed Austin Eckler. He's a hell of a PPR guy. I'm actually about to pull off a trade, possibly for Antonio Gibson. So if that does happen, I will have him and Gibson as my number 1, number 2 running backs.
So, in the third round, I took my first receiver. I snagged DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, I wanted more of a I guess like a Tyreek, but Hopkins was the best available on the board. Still going to be a fantasy beast. Still going to rack up the yards. Probably going to go over double-digit touchdowns, hopefully. So,
Oh my God! Someone picked Mark Andrews over George Kittle.
who was it?
Tanner.
Of course.
Jesus.
But yeah, I know I like my DeAndre Hopkins pick in the third round.
With my fourth round pick, it was the first pick overall, so I had back to back again. Because that's like the only positive having the last pick. I grabbed David Montgomery from my Chicago Bears.
Bum.
He was debatably a top running back in the league like the last 6 weeks of the season when our offensive line got set. He was number 2 in about every category, only behind Derrick Henry. Even if he doesn't take off like he did towards the end of the year, he's still going to be a really solid option because the Bears are a run-first team when we're not trailing. But yeah, as of right now, I have Montgomery and Eckler as my 2 running backs so far in this draft. But we'll get to later.
So with my 4th round pick, I took J.K. Dobbins. About 3 days later, J.K. Dobbins tore his ACL. So, J.K. Dobbins is no longer on my team, and I choose not to talk anymore about that pick.
With my 5th round pick, and the last pick of the 5th round, I grabbed Kyler Murray. Now, Kyler Murray's is obviously not on the level of like a Josh Allen or something, which obviously Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes have already went off the board. But I think he's going to have a hell of a season. He has a hell of a receiving core around him. Maybe not the tight end spot, but receivers definitely. He's also a rushing guy, which rushing touchdowns are really valuable in fantasy. And speaking of that, Lamar Jackson won a few picks before him. But yeah, that's one of my favorite picks, grabbing Kyler Murray. I think he's going to be an absolute stud.
So for my starting quarterback in the 5th round, I took Lamar Jackson. Even with the so-called down year Lamar had last year, Lamar is still a fantasy beast. Lamar's going to rack up the points in for you week by week. Get it? Week by week? Sorry.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, that was clever, wasn't it, bitches? Anyway, so Lamar Jackson, though, of course, fantasy beast. He's going to get you over 100 passing yards and a touchdown and probably over 100 rushing yards as well and a touchdown, which is exactly what you need for fantasy.
Yep. With the first pick of the 6th round, I grabbed Cooper Kupp, wide receiver for the Rams. With Matthew Stafford there, this dude I think is going to be a touchdown machine. I think he's going to get his targets. I don't really think I have much to say here. I mean, Matthew Stafford's in town. He's a hell of a quarterback, and Cooper Kupp is one hell of a slot receiver.
My MVP pick. Not Cooper Kupp, but Matthew Stafford. So, in the 6th round, right? Yeah, in the 6th round.
Yeah.
Now, this could be one of my biggest hits or misses of the draft. I drafted Julio Jones. Now, over the last couple of years, Julio has been, which he's kind of always been like this, but, he's going to rack up the yards. People tend to forget in just a couple games Julio did play last year. Julio was a stud, but people still like to act like that he's just terrible now, which is sickening to me. It could either be a home run pick or not. I mean, it just depends how they use him in the Tennessee system. I think him and A.J. Brown both have potential to go over 1,000 this year. A.J. Brown and Corey Davis almost did it last year. I think Corey Davis was about 60 yards off from going over 1,000.
Yeah, he had a really good year.
So I don't see why Julio and A.J. both can't go over 1,000. And, in the 8 touchdown range, although I don't think Julio will go over. I don't think Julio will go over 7 or 8, but I do think A.J. Brown will probably go double digits.
Yeah. With my 7th round pick, I grabbed DJ Moore, wide receiver for the Panthers, which is actually trade bait right now to snag Antonio Gibson. But I like DJ Moore. Obviously, they have Sam Darnold there now. I'm really big on Sam Darnold. They also have Robbie Anderson on the other side. It's a pretty safe pick. I mean, he's going to get you production. He's probably not going to break out every week, but he's probably going to be really consistent. And that's kind of what I was going for in this round, was just some consistency at the wide receiver spot.
Was it Robbie Anderson or Jamison Crowder that told the cop that he would nut in his wife's eye? Which one was it?
I don't know. I don't. This is the first
You've
time I'm
never
hearing
heard that
this.
story? I think it was
No.
Bobby Anderson. He told a cop that he would nut in his wife's eye.
What a savage.
But anyway, so in my 7th round, I think I got what is my steal of the draft, and I do not understand why he was so low. James Robinson. Now, I understand why that they were projecting him to not go over 1,000 because of ETN, but based on what Urban Meyer has been saying, I have been, and of course they signed Carlos Hyde as well, but Carlos Hyde is not going to take carries from James Robinson. And
No.
the way Urban Meyer was describing it, ETN was not going to take carries from James Robinson either. So I drafted him before ETN was ruled out for the year. So I just don't. I think that this is my steal of the draft. I think James Robinson is definitely a candidate to go over 1,200, 1,300 yards and 10 plus touchdowns, especially with the added game. I just don't understand why he was still there in the 7th, especially after the rookie year he had. So I think I think that
I was
is
actually
my
looking
steal
at
of
him.
I think that is my steal of the draft.
I will say this: I was kind of hesitant, but not as hesitant as other people. I just really didn't know what to expect, even whenever they draft him. Like, yeah, they said he'd play some receiver, but like, what if that doesn't work out the first week? Does he go back to running back? Does he? Well, he's going to be the running back, but is he going to play more primary snaps as a running back? Like, I don't know. It's just too many questions. But I was definitely eyeing him in the 8th round, and I was going to take him before you took him. But with my 8th round pick, I grabbed Miles Sanders, running back for the Eagles. This is one of my least favorite picks. I'm not sure what to think of him. I think he's a pretty good running back, but according to Nick Sirianni for the Eagles, I'm pretty sure that's his name, right? Nick Sirianni. Yeah, Nick Sirianni. Apparently, it's supposed to be a whole running back room. He's not going to be a 3-down back, which I mean he still might be valuable, but he's not a receiving back, so the PPR really doesn't stand there like as it does with Eckler. But I don't know. I'll hold on to him. Hopefully, he'd come in and give me 10, 11 points per week.
So, with my 8th round pick, I took Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks has been one of the more underrated receivers in the last, however many years. He's obviously, with Will Fuller out in Houston, he's number 1. And, of course, we don't know who their quarterback's going to be. Probably Tyrod Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would like to see them just say fuck it and start Davis Mills.
I love to see that.
Brandon Cooks is their number 1, and there's really nobody else. So Brandon Cooks is going to get a lot of targets this year. Probably going to go over 1,000 yards, 8 or 9 touchdowns in that range, like he has been for the last couple of years. I mean, he's been a very consistent receiver.
Mm-hmm. And there's no one else to throw the ball to in Houston.
Exactly. So I think that was a home run of a pick.
I agree. With my 8th round or my 9th round pick, I actually grabbed Kareem Hunt, the Browns running back. Like I said, this is a PPR league. He's going to be one hell of a running back. He may get 10, 11 carries, but he's going to also get 6 receptions, 5 receptions. So boom, right there's 5, 6 points. Actually, one of my favorite picks of this draft. Logan's actually been eyeing him after J.K. Dobbins went down with an injury, and I might hold him to that. I might trade Kareem Hunt to him, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, one of my favorite picks. I absolutely love Kareem.
So with my 9th round pick, I took a backup quarterback. Had to get my Tennessee boy in there, Ryan Tannehill. Kind of the same thing with I'm not gonna say he's Josh Allen, but he can throw the ball, he can run, gonna get you points. And obviously, I can't talk. Obviously, I'm gonna start Lamar over him, but in the week Lamar is on bye, or if Lamar gets hurt, I think Tannehill is a more than serviceable guy to come in and start.
Oh yeah. So with my 10th round pick, I went ahead and grabbed the defense because everyone started taking defenses early. I actually snagged Cleveland. I think Cleveland's like one of the biggest sleeper defenses in fantasy this year and in the NFL in general. They drafted Jeremiah Wesley-Cormo in the 3rd round. We got Denzel Ward, Myles Garrett.
I do want to say one thing. In all the years I've watched sports, I think Myles Garrett might be the most freak athlete I've ever seen.
He is an absolute freak of nature, absolutely. Myles Garrett, hopefully Mason Rudolph doesn't run into him again, but freak of nature. I mean, he's one of the best pass rushers in the league. And I know you agree with me on this. I think Cleveland's going to have a good-ass defense this year.
I think Cleveland is very liable to have a top 5 defense this year. I really do.
Oh, yeah.
They drafted, was it Newsome that they drafted?
Yeah, Greg Newsome.
They signed John Johnson. They drafted Owusu Koromoa. This defense is going to be amazing.
They also have Greedy Williams, which was one of my favorite picks
that.
last year.
I like that.
That's a good young corner.
This team is
group.
going to be insane. But so with my, let's see, we're in the 10th round.
Yeah.
So with my 10th round pick, a lot of the good kickers started to go. So I snagged Young Waku. I mean, honestly, he's a solid kicker. He'll be fine. Very consistent. But of course, he did have the one meme kick last year where he missed the game winner.
Yeah.
But don't let that fool you. Young Waku is a great kicker and trending towards one of the better kickers in the league. So yeah.
So with my 11th round pick, I went ahead and grabbed my backup quarterback, and that is Tom Brady for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, reigning Super Bowl champions. Really above average quarterback, backup quarterback, I have to say. I mean, obviously in the NFL he's the lead. But fantasy-wise, he's a above-average backup quarterback, and I wouldn't be scared to start him if, Murray's on his bye week or something. Just a solid backup quarterback.
So in the 11th round is when I snagged the defense. I snagged Denver's defense. Now, I was very hesitant on their defense because of their division. Because, they'll play the Chiefs twice a year. They'll play the Chargers twice a year. And, I think me and Tyler are both very big on the Chargers this year. I think the Chargers are going to win 10, 11, 12 games in that range. I really do. I think Herbert's a stud. Team has the defense to do it. They've got the offense. They revamped their offensive line this offseason. Offensive line is really good now. Or not really good, but it's good. And I think that was one of their main things, was just protecting Herbert. But I think Denver's defense on paper is nuts. They have probably the best all-around secondary in the league.
It's really deep.
They have a great D-line. Von Miller should be back. Hopefully he's still the same Von Miller. I love that pick for my defense.
Yeah, I like it as well. With my 12th round pick, or with my pick in the 12th round, I snagged Jamar Chase. Now, I kind of went back and forth on this. This is a really big boom. I wouldn't say potentially bust pick, but, maybe he's not as good in his rookie season as some people were making him out to be. I know he's had a little bit of a drop problem, but I'm not very concerned about that. He's a rookie. He comes in, it's probably some nerves and some shit going on. I want to say something
real quick.
But I grabbed
one of the dumbest headlines I've seen, and hopefully we never get to this point. One of the dumbest headlines I've seen, and it shows how desperate these big name sports media things like ESPN and shit are desperate for views essentially. I seen a headline. It was undisputed. I think it was, "Can Jamar Chase be fixed?" After one preseason game.
That's ridiculous.
He had 2 or 3 drops, and then they're like, "Can he be fixed?" Man has not played since 2020. Get off of his nuts. Seriously.
It's his first time stepping onto the field. He's always going to have some nerves.
Let him get back in a groove. He'll be fine.
Yeah. By the way, he is also trade bait for Antonio Gibson, so we'll have to see. Hopefully I can get him.
But so
do what?
With my, can I go on?
Yeah, go on.
So with my 12th round pick, I snagged Jeudy. Of course, Jeudy did have a little bit of a drop problem last year, but all in all, I think Jeudy will be fine. I think Judy's going to have a hell of a year. Already looking like one of the best route runners in the NFL after his rookie year. Like I said, just had some drop problems in there, but if he can get those fixed, I think this is a hell of a pick, especially in the 12th round.
Definitely. So with my pick in the 13th round, I went ahead and took a kicker. Usually whenever I do fantasy, I like to draft a kicker late just to go ahead and snag my skill position guys. But I drafted Jason Saunders from the Dolphins. He was very solid last year. He actually had a touchdown reception last year.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was like a trick play, and the punter flicked it to the kicker for a touchdown.
Wow.
You didn't see that?
I didn't.
But yeah, I grabbed him. He's really solid. He's not on a Harrison Butker or Justin Tucker level.
For that touchdown?
I think so, yeah.
Would you give it? Yeah. Wow.
I think you would. But yeah, I snagged him. He's solid.
Nothing
crazy.
With my 13th round pick, I drafted Buffalo's defense for my backup. I think Buffalo has a hell of a defense as well, And I mean, I think Buffalo's defense should be good and a fine backup.
Yeah, definitely. So with my pick in the 14th round, I grabbed the backup tight end. I grabbed Mike Gesicki, who I think is underrated. I actually did drop him just a couple days ago, but I do plan on actually bringing him back. I'm actually really big on him. I watched him in the preseason game versus the Bears. Man, he can create some space. He's actually a better route runner than I thought he was. I think he's one of the most underrated tight ends in the league. But he's a really solid backup. I could see him going for like 800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Yeah, I could definitely see that.
All right. This is easily my worst pick of the draft. With the 14th round, I drafted Dawson Knox. I don't know why. I mean, I can't.
Too big on that pick.
I can't really explain that pick. I don't know why.
I could see him being solid.
I think Dawson Knox is a good tight end, but yeah, I'll take the L on that one. That wasn't a good pick.
So with my pick in the last round, the 15th round, I kind of grabbed a sleeper. I don't think he's actually on my team anymore because I think I grabbed Marquez Callaway, who's supposed to be the number 1 receiver for the Saints. I think I dropped Michael Carter.
They put Michael Thomas on the PUP list, so he's out until at least week 7.
Yeah. So I snagged Michael Carter right here. I think he's a sleeper. I could see him being really good in his rookie season because he is supposed to be the lead back with the Jets. So I actually really did like that pick at the time. And I still would have liked it if he was even on my team today.
I love this Jets young core.
I do too.
Zach Wilson, Michael Carter, Corey Davis is still relatively young. Elijah Moore, Elijah Vera Tucker. I was about to say Penei Sewell.
Mekhi
Becton. I like Chris Herndon. I love this.
He got traded.
He did?
To the Vikings
I
for
didn't even
6.
know that. I see where Irv Smith is projected out.
Yeah, that's why they traded for him.
I figured. But
Quinnen Williams.
Okay, he's not there anymore. But Quinnen Williams, I like a lot. I just this offense in particular, I love the Jets' young offense. I really do.
I do too, but I could also see it taking maybe 2 years to maybe kind of hit it.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I've been saying, I don't think Zach Wilson's going to be good in his rookie year. I really don't.
I mean, the dude played at BYU. He's going to have to, it's not going to take an overnight sleep just to adapt to the NFL. It's not.
So, can I move on?
Yeah.
So, in the 15th round, I don't know how it was still there, but I snagged Pittsburgh's defense.
That was really surprising.
Pittsburgh defense is still going to be good. Or hopefully it's still going to be good. But I also have 3 defenses, so I got some trade bait if anyone needs a defense.
I might come up a little bit on that.
I just don't know out of the 3 which one I'd trade. Probably Pittsburgh's just because of their secondary. They lost.
Yeah.
They're probably not going to have a lot of picks as a team. And I could bite my own words on that, but I don't think I will.
Yeah, I was going to, if I did get Gibson, which I'm kind of sure I will. I was thinking about trying to make a trade for Buffaloes, including Kareem Hunt, and maybe like a smaller tone guy. Which, you need a running back.
I do.
Yeah, so, I could see you accepting it. You may not, but that's kind of in the area of what I was going to offer. Because I would like to have another good defense with Cleveland. So, I don't know. Just have to see.
So, who was your 15th round? Or 16th?
Oh, Michael Carter.
16th.
Oh, we had a 16th. Shit. So, I was a little biased here. I grabbed Chicago's defense. I will add him back eventually, just because I'm a Bears fan, and I still think we have a really good defense. And I know you agree.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it was a reach. Chicago's got a really good defense, as I just mentioned. It's the last round. Put a little bias in there. Backup defense. It is what it is.
So, with my 16th round pick, my very last pick, I think this has potential to be one of the biggest steals of the entire draft. Drafted Jamante Williams.
I love that pick.
I think Jamante Williams could be a very good rookie. A lot of running backs come in and are good right away, and I think that's going to happen to Michael Carter as well. I like Jamante Williams a lot, and I think it's going to be a very solid running back, to keep on my bench and potentially start him, if injuries or bye weeks and stuff like that.
I was going to take him, but I don't know what they're going to do with him and Melvin Gordon, because obviously I'd say Melvin Gordon is the number one as of right now. So, I don't know. I just have too many questions. That's kind of the reason why I didn't pick him.
So with that being said, that's our fantasy team. So we're going to take a little 3-minute break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about Cam Newton. All right, we're back. So on August 31st, which was yesterday at the time of us recording this, at 10:09 a.m., Adam Schefter tweeted, "The Patriots have released quarterback Cam Newton."
Which means Mackie Jones is going to be the starter.
Kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really did.
Nobody expected that. So yeah, the Patriots have another white quarterback. I mean, I don't know. Some of the Instagram comments are funny as hell, but we're not gonna get into those. We avoid that on our podcast. But oh, real quick, I just want to throw this out there. Prayers for the city of New Orleans.
Yeah.
That situation is fucked. Imagine Jameis Winston does a Drew Brees, leads them to a Super Bowl after a hurricane.
Oh my God.
That's what Brees did after Katrina.
Yeah. I actually think they're playing Green Bay and Jacksonville week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's honestly
we're becoming
kind of surprising.
We're a hurricane podcast.
Yeah.
But Mac Jones is quarterback 1 in New England. So what does this mean for Cam Newton?
This could go many ways.
Is he done?
I wouldn't say he's done, but I don't really see him getting an opportunity like he did with the Patriots. Maybe, unless a team like the Texans reach out to him.
Let's be honest, did he really even get an opportunity with the Patriots?
I think he did.
I don't. That team last year was terrible.
It was, but just, I don't know, watching him, I wasn't impressed. I'll say that. I still think he's an okay quarterback. I'm not saying he's, god-awful. I'm obviously not big on him, but I think he can come in and be okay. So maybe a team like the Texans reach out, give him a chance to revive his career.
Though, is that really even getting a chance?
I mean, it's better than nothing.
I guess.
That's just the one thing that makes sense to me. I mean, unless there's not a team, or there's a team I'm not thinking of where he could go and potentially start.
I'm not saying he'll start, but him going to Miami and backing up Tua makes a lot of sense to me.
It does. Actually, I would like to see that.
But
I would.
So he went on Instagram and he said, "I really appreciate the love and support during this time, but I must say, don't feel sorry for me. I'm good." Of course, they asked, Belichick if it had anything to do with the vaccine. He said no. But there had been a rumor floating around before he got cut, that they were very unhappy with how he had been handling the COVID protocols. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
I mean, I read something, but I didn't really look into it.
So, but we're also hearing that Mac Jones just beat him out fair and square.
Which I agree with.
No,
everything I've seen, I agree with.
I think there's something a little bit more to it. I really do.
Yeah, I mean, just to cut him just doesn't make sense.
I don't think to cut a former MVP. And I get he's not that MVP anymore, but still. To an unproven Alabama quarterback.
Yeah, they also have Jarrett Stidham there still. I don't like Stidham.
I think he's there's back up.
I don't even really think so. I mean, they released Brian Hoyer, who I think's an okay backup. I've actually read that they might bring him back. I don't know. I just kind of wish they would keep Cam, even if it's as a backup. Because let's say Mac Jones struggles his first 3 weeks. Throw in a vet like Cam. Because, I mean, I don't really know what the Patriots' angle is. Are they I mean, it seems like they're trying to compete, but
I don't
I
think
just
Cam and Belichick got along well.
me neither.
I think Cam is too like outgoing of a person for Belichick.
But I mean, let's be honest. How many quarterbacks actually get along with Bill Belichick?
Mac Jones.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's one.
Mac Jones is literally perfect for that system. Perfect.
He really is.
I mean, I'm not saying he's going to be Tom Brady, but I think if any quarterback in this class is now in an amazing position to succeed, it's Mac Jones. Of course, their receiving core isn't amazing, but they have one of the better tight end duos in the league. Actually, maybe the best tight end duo in the league.
Duo, yes.
I don't think I'm forgetting anyone.
I don't think so. Maybe the Bucks. Maybe, but even
yeah,
then.
but we never really got to see O.J. Howard and Gronk together because
yeah,
O.J. Howard got hurt.
He's always hurt.
No, they actually might, dude. Hold on, I just thought about that. Gronk, O.J. Howard, and Cameron Brate. Cameron Brate's a hell of a player.
He is. He's very underrated.
Cameron Brate is a number one tight end on any other team.
I actually mentioned this the other day. I don't think it was to you, but I would love to see him go to Arizona.
Bro.
To be their tight end. I would love to see that.
Cameron Brate is a number one tight end on any other team that doesn't have, Darren Waller, Kittle, and Kelsey.
Well, yeah, and, like Hawkinson and shit, but...
I mean,
he's a hell of a tight end.
Cameron Brate's a monster. So actually probably the Bucks, but just because they have three starting caliber tight ends. But Brady's favorite. But nah, seriously though, probably the Bucks, and then them in the Patriots in a close second. But I don't know what this means for Cam. I really don't. I actually seen a rumor of back to Carolina. That's not gonna happen.
Really?
I just want to say that.
No, they're all in on Darnold.
On another note, this is completely random. I want to hear your opinion on this. Trufant. Desmond Trufant.
Obviously, prayers out to him. His dad passed away, so you really can't hold that against him for not being at training camp. But coming from a Bears standpoint, the dude wasn't there. You couldn't see what he was capable of. It sucks for him, and I wish the best for him and his family after losing someone like that. But you just didn't really see him play. So, it just makes sense for the Bears. You didn't see him. You gave him a contract. He was one of the worst corners in the league last year, according to PFF, when he was healthy. So, I don't disagree with him cutting him. But I also don't 100% agree with it. Maybe I would have kept him because we are so lacking a second corner. Kendall Vildor, who they've talked high on, he was a 4th or 5th rounder last year, I believe. They were praising him a lot, actually, and he came in and struggled in the preseason. We actually brought back Thomas Graham on the practice squad, who I'm high on. Duke Shelley's our nickel. He's, nothing crazy. Obviously, Jalen Johnson's our number one. That's the one guy you're just okay, he's a hell of a player. But the rest is just, I don't even know.
Even
I just wish
with Jalen Johnson, to me, it's he's a hell of a player, yes, but is he a number one?
I think he's capable of it. I could see him being a lower tier 1 corner, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
His man-on-man skills are excellent. I would like to see him react in his zone better. He's also a good tackler in the open field. Not, elite, but he's a good tackler, and he's a hell of a man-on-man guy. So, I'm not really scared of him being our number 1 corner. It's more just that who else can complement him? You have so many young, unproven guys who were taken in later rounds. We did see Duke Shelley there at the end of last year for, 2.5 months or something, but it was nothing crazy. He's actually shit in coverage. So, I don't know. There's just so much unknown there. We actually brought back Artie Burns as well, who I actually do like. But I don't know. We'll just have to see as the time comes. I don't really have hope in our secondary besides Jalen Johnson. So, for our corners, I should say, I think our safeties are fine. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to wait it out and see.
So...
But,
Oh, sorry.
Getting back to those tight ends, I just thought of the Browns. Austin Hooper and David Njoku.
Oh, my God.
That's a hell of a duo.
That's a heck of a duo. I like Njoku a lot.
Me too. I wish he would get a change of scenery. I think he's a hell of a player.
So, we've only got one more topic for today, and it's Deshaun Watson. Now, we're not talking about his legal situation, so get your panties out your ass. But the rumor has been Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins. The Dolphins have cut, I think, like 3 or 4 players in the last couple of days.
Matt Skura.
Who's an okay center.
Yeah, he was actually their starting center, I believe. Bernard McKinney, who they traded for. He's a hell of a linebacker.
That's literally like one of the most pointless trades in NFL history.
It was. I mean, unless they actually get Deshaun, it makes, I don't know. I mean, I like him. He's not, crazy or nothing. He does have a large contract, but I did like that fit beside, is it Jayon Baker, or what's his first name? Jerome Baker. Yeah, I actually do like Jerome Baker a lot, but I also like Bernard McKinney a lot. I thought it was, a really good middle linebacker duo, which, do they run a 4-3 or 3-4?
They run a 4-3.
4-3.
So they have Ogba, Raekwon Davis.
Yeah, and they also have Jalen Phillips.
Now, yeah, so they're in a 4-3.
But yeah, like even then, I mean, it would have been 2 nice linebackers to have. It just, unless they actually get Deshaun, I don't see why they cut him. I mean, they just traded for him. I don't know. I'm still a little shook on that, just not understanding it.
If Deshaun Watson gets traded to the Dolphins, holy fuck. Of course, I got to get clear with his legal situation first, but still, holy fuck.
Yeah, Dolphins have a hell of a defense. I love Brian Flores as a coach. They also have Will Fuller, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Parker, Mike Gesicki. Yeah, but even then, if you take him out, Devontae Parker and Jalen Waddle, I think.
Yeah, Devontae Parker was finally enjoying a nice breakout year last year, and then he got hurt.
Yeah, well, he had a breakout year before that, so he was kind of, going off that, and he was a hell of a player, and then boom, hurt. So, I don't know, but I absolutely love the receiving core with Will Fuller healthy.
And Gesicki, I love Gesicki.
Yeah, I do too. I think he's one of the most underrated tight ends in the league.
But, I guess with that being said, a little bit of a shorter podcast. Is there anything you want to throw in to end it off?
I just want to ask you this. Let's say the Dolphins do land Deshaun Watson. How many wins would you give him?
12.
Oh, I was thinking 12. I still think Buffalo takes that division, but I think Miami's a close second.
If that happens before the season and Deshaun Watson somehow plays, that division is going to be nuts.
It is. I mean, even the Patriots aren't a bad team.
No, that division is going to be nuts. But
yeah, it is.
Well, I think with all that being said, thank you all for watching. Longer podcasts will be back once the NFL season starts. We'll have more to talk about. We're kind of just in an awkward spot now where there's literally nothing.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. Peace out.